In this video we're going to be restoring this headlight. As you can see, it's quite cloudy and just a bit dull. So in a moment I'll show you the kit I'm going to be using. So we're going to be using this kit here as well as the holts restoration kit. So we've got some window cleaner, which would be great for washing the headlights, some gloves, some blue towel, some masking tape and the drill itself. And here's inside the kit. So we get a polishing pad, some abrasive paste as well as various grits of sandpaper, 800 through to 3000. Some headlight sealer and a drill attachment here. So to start off, we're going to wash the headlight down. So take your window cleaner, you can just use water for this. Just give it a quick wash, so spread this up a bit so you don't have to see me wash headlights. And yeah, you just literally spray over your headlight, your cleaning stuff, and clean the headlight, get all the dirt and contaminants off. This just makes it easier when you're sanding to get a nice good finish at the end. And yeah, we just quickly wipe it down. And as you can see, it's done now. We're going to start putting some masking tape on once we dry all the edges so it doesn't get under the masking tape. So now we're going to mask around the headlight. This is to prevent damage to the paintwork. So just get some nice thick masking tape and run around the edge. Yeah, it just goes quite simply really. Just line it up around the edge of everything. I'd like to do 2 layers. So I'm going to speed this up in just a second so you haven't watched me do all of it. You can see it's going to speed up now, so it's about 3 times the speed. It's really important you get the masking tape everywhere. I have seen people use black bags and cut out a hole for the headlight. It makes it clean up a bit easier, but I'm just going to mask around it and I'll give it a good clean later. Yeah, so that's the first layer of tape down. Here comes the second layer. And yeah, just get this nice and round, take your time. Prep is probably the most slowest part of this really, is this part, just prepping up for the finishing job really. There we are. And now that's done, last bit of tape going on now. And yeah, we'll now move on to do the first layer of polishing or sanding. So this is going to be an 800 grit sanding disc. And this is wet sanding, so we need to make it wet. So as you can see, I'll give it a good spray with the window cleaner. This is great because it removes any dirt or contaminants out of the headlight and sanding pad as you go. This stuff works really well. It's only a cheap one I got from Lidl or Aldi, I can't remember which one, but one of those two. And yeah, just use the sanding disc on there, just start at one end and just work your way around, make sure you cover the whole headlight. And yeah, just work it nice and slowly. I've got the drill set to speed 5 here, just so it's not so hard that you can't control it. It's quite good to have a drill you can control the speed on, and then I'm going to wipe it off. I did 2 passes with the 800, so I'm just cleaning it halfway through. You can see it's gone a bit cloudy now. That's what you need it want. So here comes the second round of 800 grit sandpaper. You don't have to do 2 passes. I just decided to do 2 passes at the lower grit and one of the higher grits as well, just to give me an extra best chance of the process actually working. Yeah, once you work through that, give it a good clean between layers. You want to make sure you get all the old contaminants off so it doesn't contaminate your next sanding disc. Now we're going to move up to 1000 grit sandpaper. So here's the disc again, and it just pops on the end of the drill like the last one did. They've got sticky backs, so this kit's really good for that. It comes with the drill accessory and the sanding disc. So it makes it nice and easy. You can do this by hand with just regular sanding paper as well. But this one is comes in the kit, so it makes it nice and simple. Again, the only thing that doesn't come in the kit really is the masking tape and the spray. But again, we're just going to do the same thing we did with the 800 grit. We just work it all around the headlight with the sanding disc, making sure we cover every part of the headlight. Give it a good nice coat. Just work it back and forth. As you can see, as you work it, the water changes colour. I'm just going to give it a quick rinse down now. And yeah, that's 1000 grit done. And just wipe it off. Make sure you wipe it between layers. As you can see, the headlight got a bit more cloudy now. This is what we want. It's all working very well. Next up, we'll move on to the 1500 grit sandpaper in just a few moments. So here comes the 1500 grit sandpaper now. Again, I'm speeding it up just so you haven't got to watch me sand for 5 minutes, but the whole process takes normally about half an hour, I say, with all the prep work and everything. And that's for both headlights, so not terribly bad at all. So the camera got a bit wet here. I didn't notice when I was doing it. You just give it a good soaking with the spray. I do use a lot of spray with this, so I'd highly recommend getting a fresh bowl. And yeah, again, we're just going to work over the sanding disc. This is the 1500 grit now. And again, as you can see, the higher the grit you go, the easier it is to handle the drill. And that's it taking off the top surface. And that's that one done now. Just get a good wipe off. And good clean. Get it nice and clean. That's what we want. This is about 3 times the speed as well, so pretty good. I'm going to do a second coat with a second round with the 1500, just to get all the little scratches in there and get it as clear as possible. The more work you do, the better the results will be. And there we are. Hit the camera, give it a good clean. And then we'll move on to the final sanding grit paper, which is 3000 grit. And yeah, nice and simple. In a few moments we'll have the 3000 grit sandpaper coming onto the screen. There we go. Nice and simple there, 3000 grit. Again, same process as before. Wet the headlight and then sand it down. Make sure you get plenty on there. Again, you want to keep it nice and wet. You don't want any hot spots, so you'll burn your headlight and then you have to replace the whole headlight unit. And we don't want to do that. That's why we're sanding it, so we haven't got to replace it. Now back to 3 times speed, and we'll just work it nice and easily. Yeah, it's pretty simple really. Spray it down, give it a good wipe, and then go back round for the second round of 3000 grit. Again, the higher the grits, the better it is. So you want to get a good nice finish on it, do a bit more work, but this is coming out really nicely. For the really bad ones, you may not get them up first time, you may need to do a second round, a second application. But that's the 3000 grit finish now. We're going to move on to the polishing paste and the polishing pad. So give the bottle a good shake, and then we're going to give a nice healthy dollop on the headlight and on the pad itself. And the trick here is just to polish out all the scratch marks we got from the sandpaper. So I like to give it a good rub round first, cover the whole headlight in the polishing paste. This way it's all covered with the polishing paste first. It means we can get, when we start the drill, we can give it the best chance of getting all the scratch marks out, should I say. Then now spread things back up again. Let me know what you think of the speeding up. I normally cut on my other videos, but I've tried the speeding up method this video, so let me know what you think of that. Yeah, once you polished it, we'll give it a good wipe down again and a good clean. And here we are, here comes the cleaning stuff again. Just giving it a good spray and a good wipe off. And yeah, we just want to keep it nice and clean. Give it a good wipe off quickly. Make sure it's all nice and clean and dry. There we are. Sped things up to get the drying process nice and done. Again, the drier you get, the better. So I'm going to give it a second polish now. I wasn't quite happy with the scratch marks not being all gone. So I'm going to focus on the areas that are quite bad, but I'm going to polish the whole thing so it looks even. Again, it's just a simple matter of working a drill back and forth, not staying in one spot for too long. That is key for all the stages of sanding. Just make sure and polishing, make sure you keep the drill moving and not in one spot for too long. And now we're going to quickly clean it again. Again, a lot of cleaning in this, but it's well worth it when you see the end result. There we are, that part's done now. Give it a good wipe. Get it all nice and dry. This is the stage where I removed the masking tape as well, because it's waterlogged, and we want to make sure when we put the finishing seal on, there's no water at all in there, because it can affect how it finishes. It's not quite dry enough yet. So here's where I remove the masking tape after I give it another good wash and clean. Again, you want to make sure it's nice and clean before you put the seal on as well. That's another key step. And here comes the masking tape now. Remove all the masking tape off. Get it out of the way, get all the excess moisture out of the way. We don't really need it. And we'll give it all a good dry down now. Well, it don't take too long really. It's quite sunny today. And now here's the cleaning rag. the polishing rags I say that come with the kit. And here's the spray sealer. You just want to give it a nice light even coat. So just give it a good nice light even coat all over the headlight. And then you need to buff it into a shine and a clearness. Just buff it nice and easily. You can put a second layer on this if you need to, but I like to give it a good buff, and this came up really nicely, as you'll see in a few moments. But yeah, just buff it down nicely by hand. Making sure you don't miss anything and give a good solid clean to everything, a good solid buff. You see it's already looking a lot better. And that's how you restore the headlights with this holts kit. It does a really good job, at least it has done for me. I've used it a few times now and it's done a really good job. So down here's the before picture. As you can see, it's quite cloudy. And here's the after picture, nice and clear, looks like a new headlight. And here's the side by side comparison. As you can see, it looks really good. If you enjoyed this video, why not drop a like? Any questions or feedback? Let me know in the comments. I normally drop 2 videos a week. So if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, you should, and then you'll never miss another video. Do you know anyone else who would enjoy watching this video? Then feel free to share it with them. Thanks for watching until the end. Have a sensational day.